To do this trick, I need to get two ladies to help me out, because I think the people who watch the closest are the ladies. So would you mind helping me out? And would you mind helping me out as well? Give them a nice big round of applause. Hi, how you doing? How you doing? Stand right on over here. Stand right on over here. Perfect. Hi, how you doing? Right on over there. Perfect on the trap door. Classic. Okay. And what is your name?
Grace.
Grace. All right. And good memory. And what is your name?
Karen.
Karen. Nice to have you here. Now, Grace and Karen, let me ask you a question. If I have two pieces of material and I put them together and I sew them around three sides, what would that make?
Like a glove or
A glove. A pocket. Okay, getting closer. We call it in my country a bag. That's all right. If you'd have said bag, you would have won the iPad. So, but thank you very much for coming up. Now, Grace, what I want you to do is to reach inside there, and I'd like you to pull the bag inside out. Okay, go ahead and pull it inside out. Good. Now, while your hand was inside there, did you feel anything? No. Good. And Linda, is it Linda? Karen, good memory. Linda, did I read that joke? Yeah. Karen, take a look inside. Do you see anything, Karen? No. No. Good. Good. No glove. Yeah, it's 5 fingers in there. No. Okay. Good. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach up in the air and I'm going to grab one of these. Have you ever seen one like that before?
yes.
What are you laughing at? It's an invisible egg. An invisible egg. Yes. I drop it inside the bag like this. Then I hold my arm at arm's length out here, and I shake the bag up and down, and I say the magic words. Buck, 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 buck. Bakak! The bakak is very important. I show my hand empty. I reach down inside the bag, and voila, I produce the egg. Yes. Yes. I realize it's not a big deal. Yeah, really big, but to a chicken, this is a big deal. It's important. It's important. It's like family. Now, I'm going to drop the egg inside the bag. Now, Karen, do you see the snow white egg in the dark interior? Tell them.
Yes, I do.
Good, good. I go inside. I place the egg on the palm of my hand. Grace, give it a little tap. Make sure it's still there. Are you sure it's still there?
Yeah.
Okay, good, good. All right, watch closely. It will vanish. Do it again. I like that part. It will vanish. I used to do that for my friends. They would applaud like crazy. That's great. Yeah. Yeah. Grace, reach down inside the bag. Pull it inside out again. Right? Do you feel anything?
No.
No. Karen, if you look down inside, you can't see anything, right?
No.
That's because the egg is not there. It's invisible. It's right here. I reach up and I grab it right there. Remember that part? Yeah. I drop it back inside. I hold my hand at arm's length like this, and I shake it up and down. Say the magic words. Buck, 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 buck. Bakak! The bakak is very important. Show my hand empty, reach down inside, and voila, again. The egg comes out. Now, by round of applause, how many people would like to know how that was done? Would you like to know? Yeah? Unfortunately, I'm a magician, and I'm not allowed to tell you. I'm bound by the magician's code to not be able to tell you what I'm going to do. But I figured a workaround, see? If I actually do this trick in slow motion, you'll be able to see, because obviously I'm hiding this egg somewhere. So if I do it in slow motion, you might get a chance to see where I hide the egg. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
Okay. So now I present to you the egg and the bag trick in slow motion. Do you see a snow white egg in the dark interior. I put the egg on the palm of my hand. Give it a tap. Do it again. It will disappear. I used to do that for my friends. They'd applaud like crazy. Hey, look at that. Now, how many people saw where I hid the egg? Raise your hand. What a jerk. All right, now, we're going to do this one more time. Reach inside, pull the bag inside out. There's no egg in there, right? And if you look inside, you can't see the egg, right? No. Now, Linda, with your Karen, with your left hand, I did this last night for a corporate. It was Linda.
Yeah,
all right, so Karen, reach over there, grab this corner of the bag like that. Head forward there, Karen. I want you to lean over, take a peek. Tell me, do you see anything inside the bag?
No.
Okay, keep your hands right there, but bring them closer together. Perfect. Don't move. This could be a trick. Okay, step forward just like this. Perfect. Grace, come on over here. Stand next to Linda. You're going to be playing the part of me. Boing! All right. Now, you've seen me do this trick twice. It's so awesome. I think you're going to be able to do it. In fact, it's so awesome, I'm going to sit here and watch. Yeah, cool. Yeah, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Grace and Linda in the incredible egg and bag trick. Yeah! Woo! All right, Linda, take one last look down. I mean, Karen. It's stuck in my head. Karen.
From now on, you're just going to have to ask, is anybody named Linda?
Anybody named Linda who can help me with this trick? Karen, my darling, dear Karen, with the Jennifer Aniston swoop. Karen, look down inside the bag. Do you see the egg?
No.
No, good. Let go of the bag with the right hand only. Good choice. Grace, reach up into the air as I did and grab the invisible egg from the ether. Very nice. Hold that invisible egg over the top of the bag and release it gently down inside. Very good. Now, Karen, hold the bag out in front of you at arm's length. Shake it up and down and say the magic word.
Grace.
It's all you. We're all waiting. Don't forget the big peacock at the end. Peacock. All right, good enough. Grace, show your right hand empty to the audience. Reach down to the bottom of the bag, and if you extract the egg, everyone will burst into spontaneous applause. That's amazing! How the hell did they do that? Thank you so much. Now, hey, wait, no, wait. Before you go away, I want to tell you something. If I were to take this egg and then I were to stick it over here in my pocket, and then I were to reach down inside the bag and I were to produce a live pterodactyl. I love that joke. It's pterodactyl. It's impossible. You know why you can't hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Because the P is silent. Right. No. But if I were to reach down inside the bag and I were to produce another egg, that might mean that I was cheating, pull it inside out, and that I was maybe using two eggs, but I wouldn't cheat you folks for the world. You can trust me, because I'm a magician. But you two have been so nice for coming up here and putting up with all of my nonsense. I thought before I let you go back to your seats, I would just sort of propose a little toast to both of you for coming up and volunteering. Cheers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. So that is the egg bag, the ever-present egg bag, and I think this is probably the most perfect trick in all of magic. I learned the egg bag from Denny Haney. Denny owns the Denny and Lee Magic Studio in Baltimore, Maryland. He's got one in Vegas too. And Denny had the good fortune of, after he got out of Vietnam, he spent 4 tours of duty in Vietnam. He took one of his vacation breaks in between Vietnam and spent some time with Ken Brook in England at his magic shop. And Ken Brook actually taught Denny the egg bag hands-on. And then Denny has passed it on to many people. He does a wonderful workshop on the egg bag. If you ever get a chance to go see it, it's beautiful. The idea for the ending of this egg bag came from Denny, which he can't remember, but he remembers seeing a publicity photo of a guy holding a shot glass in a bag. And he's pretty sure it was Billy McComb.
I'm pretty sure it probably was too, because I know he did that early on.
Yeah, he didn't do the egg, but he produced 2 shots of whiskey out of an egg bag. So I'm pretty sure he saw Billy McComb's promo, which gave him the idea to tag the shot glass production onto the end of the egg bag, which takes the egg bag to a whole new level, right? Because the egg bag, after all, is a trick that is very repetitive. There's a lot of magicians who do it, a lot who don't do it, but should do it. But the egg is here and it's gone, and it's here and it's gone, and then you add a kicker to it, a nice ending to it. That doesn't necessarily make them forget about the egg, but it just takes it to another level. I want to go over the egg bag just briefly with it, because I know a couple other people have covered it here, like Mark D'Souza has covered it. But I did wanted to talk about it. I have with me, and I'm going to grab right off here off stage real quick, a little clear egg bag that I made so you can actually follow along and see what's going on with this. And Nate, could you grab that table for me so I can use that as well? And Dan, if you would give me a shot of nog in there, maybe about a 1/4 inch from the top, that would be perfect. And we'll just go over this quickly so you can get an idea, because the egg bag is a trick that not only works on stage in front of a group, thanks Nate, in front of a group of 1,000 people. In every show I do this trick. I do the egg bag. It is a permanent part of the show. It's often said that magicians will learn 1,000 tricks over their career and then finally settle on 6 that they really do professionally. And this is one of the ones I finally settled on, because it fills a lot of criteria. Number 1, it packs flat and it plays big. You can do this type of trick for a walk around. The egg bag works perfectly for a walk around. It's self-contained. It's bulletproof. You can see it from any angle. It doesn't matter how you're watching it, behind, above, below, any angle you're watching it, you can see it. It's just a perfect trick. Just going to cover it very briefly and show you my sure shot ending for it, which actually also came from Denny. The thing that you're going to want to do first and foremost is, a lot of magicians like Hobson or a couple other guys will use a plastic egg or a blown egg. I have a plastic egg here, but there's a marked difference between the two. You can see the seam in the plastic egg. You can kind of tell. This looks like a real egg. I mean, it really looks like a real egg. How you make this, oh, thanks, Dan. And blowing an egg is a very, this is a blown egg. It's all the contents have been removed from the middle of it, so it's extremely light. So how do you blow an egg? What is the step there? First you take it out to dinner in a movie. Yeah, no. What you do, comedy. What you do is you take an egg, and I usually take an X-Acto knife and I bang on the end of it here a couple times, and I create a small hole. And that hole is very, very tiny. It looks about like that, okay? It's real small. That's just one little tiny puncture. Boop! That's what you're going to blow into, okay? The other side of the egg, as we revolve, I just knocked a big old friggin' hunk out of it. You just tap, 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 and a big chunk will fall into it. Then what you're going to do is hold this over a sink. And some people will use an ear syringe and squirt air into it. I just go right over and blow into the egg and just blow the guts out of it, basically. If you get to that little white gooey part that's kind of strange, I'll just take the X-Acto and scrape it and kind of pull it out and blow into it some more. And you don't want the egg to come out of the top, so you're like actually sucking on the raw egg juice. But if you do this and blow, it all comes out the other end and you're not anywhere near it. So you just blow it into a cup or the sink. And I usually make up a dozen of these at a time, and they'll last me a whole year. You know, every so often I'll break an egg. Maybe once every 2 years I'll break an egg because I'm overzealous on stage and I'll clap it and it'll break. At that point, I just go immediately to the shot glass if I break the egg. Doesn't matter. But the whole idea of having a light egg like this makes the bag and the person, and I don't know if you experience this, Karen, but you holding the bag, you don't feel anything. You don't feel any weight. It just feels like a piece of fabric. And that's important. Because if you hand that bag to somebody, they're going to know there's some weight in there. Even if it's one of these, plastic eggs, you can feel the difference between this thing, which is micrometers thin, and a plastic egg. You can definitely feel it. So I think the blown egg is definitely the way to go. So we will use that for purposes of explanation. Once you get this little hole knocked out of here, you're going to take some of this, which is basically nail hole filler from Home Depot, Elmer's nail hole filler. Put a little squirt in the end, rub on it like that, and then you're just going to let it dry on both ends, rub it into the hole, let it dry for 20, 30 minutes, and then come right back in, take a little piece of sandpaper, just sand that stuff off, and you've got a perfectly formed egg that looks like a real egg from anywhere. It's just a great way to do it. So that's one part of it. So definitely use the blown egg. Also, I started doing the egg bag. I learned it out of Tarbell with the regular standard egg bag. The way to go for me on this whole thing is the Malini egg bag. And the Malini egg bag is, God, I wish I would have been able to see Max Malini. What a freaking guy that he must have been. But has a slit here in the corner. So the egg is actually going in and out of a pocket. These are French seamed, which means that basically the seam is good on the inside and the outside. All the stuff is hidden on the inside. So no matter which side it is, it's perfectly seamed. These are made by Danny Tong's wife. You can get these. Denny has them. I don't know if Penguin carries them or not, but these bags are terrific. And you just kind of hide the seam with your thumb while you're showing people. And it looks very fair and very clean. You show one side, you show the other, you turn it over, you show the other. It looks super clean. And then you can reach in, do this 1 or 2 times. They turn it inside out, show the proof. What I actually did, and I know a lot of people who teach the egg bag use this thing, but I made a little egg bag that's out of a clear plastic bag, just so you can see exactly what's going on inside. So what you're going to do is here's the little pocket right there, okay? There, where my fingers are. And I'll show you right now, the pocket is down in this corner, okay? You're going to go ahead and drop the egg inside like that, okay? And they see it. That's really down in there. You're going to go inside, and I place the egg on the palm of my hand. When I do that, what's happening is my third finger is pulling open that pocket, and that egg is just getting shoved right up into the extra piece of fabric like that. Now this person over here, which was Grace in this case, can tap on it, feel it, it's really there. Then when it comes time to vanish it, I'm going to grab the corner with the pocket, pretend to take it out, throw it up in the air, and it looks like a genuine vanish. It's really open. Your hand goes up inside. This will typically fall down to the bottom corner here, and you can smack your hands together at this point, turn the whole thing inside out, right? And then it'll fall down to the opposite corner. This is hard to do because it's tape and plastic, but it'll fall down to the opposite corner. You can smack your other hand together, show that. There's nothing there. And this looks remarkably fair from the front, right? Now you're going to reach in, put your hand over the egg. You're really grabbing it, and just slap the shape out of it like this. It's a Billy McComb joke right there. And then the person, which was Grace in this instance, would reach inside and pull the bag inside out because the egg is here behind your hand. They can't get a good grip on it. They can't feel it. They can't see it. They just reach right in, pull the whole bag inside out. They can't feel a darn thing because it's right there. Then you're going to go in, go up to it, give it one more tap or so. Then when you turn it, now that pocket's going to automatically be right back down here to the bottom. When I do the buck, 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 buck shake, it's not just for the laughs, and it gets a lot of them, especially with a group of laymen. When they shake it, it's actually causing the egg to fall right down to the corner. So as soon as the person reaches in, they're going to knock the rest of the fabric out of the way and only be able to get a handful of egg, and that's it, and pull it out just like that. So that's the inner workings of the egg bag. Great trick. Let me just touch briefly on the ending. This is my little gimmick, which Denny used. It's based on Sam Berland gimmick that he used at the end of a thimble act. I call this Sure Shot. It's basically Denny's version of Samberland's version of a shot glass production. And I make these, and Penguin does sell these. And if you're going to do the egg bag, I think this is a brilliant ending. This little piece of rubber just gets pushed gently down inside the opening of the shot glass. This is a Perspex shot glass, so it won't break. You can drop it on the floor, it won't break. That holds the entire amount of liquid in there. It's not going anywhere. And I keep it right here in my back pocket. It's buttoned, and it just kind of sits right there in the button area. Okay? So it's always ready to go when I walk out on stage. At the end, after I do all the hoo-ha, and you can rewind the lecture and watch it again and see exactly the moves, it's all just that one move. Up inside, tap, 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 it's gone, turn it inside out. It's repetitive. It's a repetitive thing. So what I do is I come back up. Grace and Karen have produced the egg. There it is. I simply just walk back up on stage, take the bag from Karen at this point, and now I know where the pocket is oriented because I've had her let go with her right hand only. I know it's down here. She's holding it there. All I do is I've already stolen this out of my pocket as I walk up onto the stage. I simply throw it into the bag as I walk behind her. I take the bag, I walk behind her, and I simply throw that in there. Right? Very simple. My hand goes in. I go up, and I'm holding the shot glass, and I flip the bag around like this. And it just rotates around my hand. Looks completely fair and empty. I resituate it and drop it down. I show my hand is empty. I simply go back up inside, do that same move again where I open it up and shove it up inside the pocket. Where is it? Oh, it's the other side, sorry. Other side. Just throw it back up inside the pocket so it goes up inside that section, right? It's there, right? Turn it inside out, the same deal. Show it with this little thing in. You treat the shot glass with the gimmick in it just like an egg, right? They can see it, it's not there. You can grab it, slap it again, turn it inside out, and that shot glass is just rolling around there without the gimmick on it. Again, it will settle back down to that bottom corner. You reach in, remove it from the pocket, and get it to an upright position. Once you do that, you simply reach in and grab that little tab and pull back towards you, and it releases all your juicy liquid. And how appropriate to produce a shot of eggnog for Christmas, just like that. That's the eggnog. Yeah.